Welcome to the Natural Ones, everyone. Happy to be here. Happy to have you. We've got a really special treat for you today, because today, somebody dies in this episode.
Wait, what?
Which is a real standout from when 3
it.
airships of people died at the end of the last episode.
Yeah. I'm not going to say who's dying, but somebody's dying.
It might happen off camera and we might not even hear about it.
True.
Somebody somewhere in the world of Larathia is going to die today.
Yeah. But also, somebody in the world of
Larathia
Larathia...
only?
Yeah.
Reminds me of the community.
Wait, what?
Video. By the time I finish this sentence, 10 people will have died in China. Why did you stop talking?
I gotta call my pen pal.
Hey, are you okay? Good.
Okay,
I have
good.
to hang up. This is like $10 a minute.
This cost me $10.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't know. I was pulling it out. I don't know.
That was a really good bit.
Yeah. So, but anyway, we're happy that you're here. This week on episode, I'm not gonna say it because who knows if we're right or wrong at this point. But we do have a giveaway this week. Chris, would you like to talk about our?
Yeah, absolutely. Miles, why don't you go ahead and summon our showman?
Oh, yeah.
Please welcome to the stage, Chris.
Hi everybody. How are you doing? So what's the deal with homebrew? Don't you need like a liquor license for that? You know, there's these guys, Underground Oracle, who make supplements for 5th edition every other week. And if you back them on Patreon, you get those every other week for just like $3 a month, which is a great deal. I mean, that's almost half the price of a $5 footlong. That's like a 6-inch long. And if that's not enough, they also do these quarterly collections every couple months where they put all the supplements together into one big bundle. And that's what we're giving away tonight, folks. That's right, I'm not a stand-up comedian. This is an ad. Underground Oracle is letting us give away their second Underground Oracle quarterly bundle tonight at the show. All you have to do is be active in the chat, and then we're gonna pick a winner at the break. Tip your waiters.
Wow, you made a cat appear.
It's a side effect of summoning the summoning jutsu.
You have to sign a contract with some type of animal, and I made a mistake. I don't know.
I said rat, and they gave me this.
Yikes! Can you imagine like 200-foot tall ninja rat? Probably as effective as the frogs. So fair enough.
There was a whole show about that.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles?
Yes. There was a rat. Yes, Chelsea.
Yes, Chelsea Ninja Turtles.
All right. So yeah, if you want to.
Was that not what you're talking about?
No, it was, and that was the best
It is.
part.
Oh.
Ninja Turtles.
We referenced Ninja Turtles several, like a lot of the last couple episodes.
Yeah.
I
don't watch it.
You're welcome, Raph.
Sorry, Raph.
You're welcome. Yes, if you want to win that supplement, just stay active in the chat. We'll give it away at the break.
Speaking of giving it away.
I thought that was going to be quiet.
Dirt on
You
the
thought
road.
that was gonna be quiet with the mic in your face?
Here's the thing. The mic is... You won't hear that, but I figured it was... But it was a loud one. It was quite loud.
To be fair, from the sound, she was clearly surprised.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't have anything to follow it up with. We just gotta start the show. Go ahead, Miles. What are you gonna
Wide
say?
shot, dirt road, divots, reminiscent of the tread marks of a tank. Slow pan up, burning wreckage in the background, and people heading towards it. We see a puff of the dirt, as if something's landed on it, but we cannot see what. I just wanted a cinematic intro to
your thing?
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's great. Now I have to do that every time. Thanks.
I'll do it. I'll make it up.
That was
I'll
awesome.
make it
That
up
was
every time.
Beautiful.
Why did you bother improving the quality of the show?
Yeah. I loved it actually. I think that's a good thing to start doing.
Can I just have Miles DM?
It'll go great.
Okay.
Just like Sleuth Kings.
No, yeah, yes.
Sleuth Kings was the best episode of the show.
So I say we just walk. We're invisible. So I feel like probably they're not going to see us.
Have you come out of the thing
Yes,
yet?
that's what he was saying, right?
That was the puff of dirt of something hitting the dirt.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the plan. We're basically just walking at this point, slow. We're not running right off the bat. We're just gonna walk for a ways, just try and get far away while being inconspicuous.
Okay. Well, luckily being invisible helps you kind of do that.
Yeah.
There is a bunch of commotion from over there. Like I said, the two groups have split. The two groups of like that big land grouping of vehicles and people have broken off into two sections. One of them is heading off towards the tank, and the others are heading off to the airships that have dropped down. So you guys figure you have enough of a distraction to kind of piece out in a simpler fashion, and moving forward, I guess if you guys are going to try to do it carefully, it means that, for the first hour, you guys only go like 2 miles. So that's if you get that's if you're trying, like, that's about how much distance you would really have to get out of, like, I don't want to say eye shot, like it's not like somebody can see you necessarily from a mile away, but like this is pretty much open plain. There's not a lot of places to hide as you're moving forward.
Yeah, I
So
think
you
we
can
want
change
to
that
err
if
on the
you'd
side
like.
of caution more so, yeah?
Yeah.
So I think we're okay going a little slower if it gets us out of there without any trouble.
Sure. During that time, like, as you guys are moving that first hour, after about 30 minutes, you see a next group sort of like coming down the road a little ways, and so you guys kind of bunker down a little bit and hide off into one of the sides, like, as much as possible. And wow. Wow. And as they just kind of like, they seem, all of their attention just seems to be like 1,000% focused on this stuff. So they're all just kind of passing by you. 2 1s, everybody. 2 1s. That's how we're starting today.
Are they
glad we
natural?
Yes.
glad we cashed those out now.
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't call ourselves the natural ones for nothing.
Honestly, like, if there's a time, like, whatever, a group of 15 people, me and Setlali alone, like, this is what we need those ones when we're split like this. Like,
Are you
it seems unimportant until we fail, and we have 15 people chasing us back to the mansion. Like,
Are you saying you wouldn't be excited to use Barrage here?
Barrage is a 3rd level spell.
And he has
I have
no-
2 of those slots. I've spent both of them.
That'll do it.
I currently have level 1 spells. That is it.
Like invisibility?
No. Alright, so I think I have 1 level 2 spell slot. Invisibility is a level 2 spell, but if I cast it at level 2, I can only cast it on 1 person.
Just tell Set Lolly to run really fast, and you'll be the slow invisible one.
Can go, yeah. I'll just be there, I'll like set up tripwires behind her invisible, like.
So that's like that first hour is kind of really just getting as silently, for one, but also without leaving traces, right? So that's kind of part of your other half of it, is that, like, you're moving slower so that you can mat out the ground and not make it look like you have, there's a bunch of tire tracks and there's oddly footprints off
Yeah,
of
there's
one side.
the being invisible is pointless if they can just follow us later. So yeah.
So you guys kind of take your time there, and you make sure to not leave anything. And then once you guys get about 2 miles out, you reason that, like, At this point, if they can find it, it's our fault, right? Like it's sort of like they should.
If they find it 2 miles out, there's no reason to believe it's from the site at that point, you know?
Right.
Too.
It's
we
a
have
little
plausible deniability at least.
Yeah, exactly. So at this point, at the start of hour 2, you guys start to make your mad dash to the mansion. Your invisibility has dropped. I'd say 2 miles would have put you probably. You guys probably would have tried to go like at least a mile away from the tracks, right? Like unless you wanted to go all the way over, which then I would say you only got to like 15 away from the mansion instead of 14. What would you like to do?
I mean, we'll take the kind of kitty corner route as opposed to out and over. Yeah.
Okay. So you're at 14 miles, but you're a mile away from the road. And so, moving forward, that next hour is this mad sprint. But it is, again, it's these open plains, it's these fields, some hills, and so there's a little bit of a dipping and diving through things. There is not a lot of places to hide, and you see kind of more the opportunity to just kind of see if you can get farther. By this point, you get 4 miles in that second hour. You're at 10 left to go. At this point, through this hour, you have actually made it back towards the city itself. This road came directly from that. You guys weren't that far away from it to begin with, just because of like the time it took to do all those things. You weren't really you were traveling really, really fast in the tank, but you didn't travel that far until you guys kind of like veered it off and did everything you were doing. So the fact of the matter is that you guys will now be needing to make stealth checks, even being like a mile out from this city. You can see from this point they have 6 airships circling the city currently. At this
Are you
point,
good at stealth?
I am, yeah.
What if I make myself invisible because I'm very bad at it?
As long as you tell me you're still there, I'm okay with it.
you reason the distance, the size of the city that you know as well, Liam, and like the distance involved of like moving through it. It's probably going to take you guys the next hour and a half to get out of range of the city.
Yeah.
So it's going to take the next like 4 miles to like.
I'll be invisible. I'll follow you. If you go veer off, I'll make sure I'm always in voice shot of like low voice shot of you. Okay.
Cool.
Then yeah, I'm gonna cast
Cool.
invisibility on myself because I am
I'm
bad
gonna do my
at
stealth check.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me that. As the airship sort of, they kind of are going outside of the perimeter, but not too far. Right? They're not necessarily coming right above you, but they're coming within appropriate eyesight of you, especially if they were using instruments. You see kind of patrols going over the city walls as well. Well, I guess faintly, like you can see things happening in the. You can see a lot of activity, especially outside of the perimeter. You're seeing rows of like these soldiers kind of like coming outside. Please stop. And towards the start of your guys' like running by the city, you do see a third. You see a third trooping of like vehicles head out and south. This one twice the size of the second.
Well,
Great. I got a 15.
15. Okay. Couple close calls. There's a few moments where like they have these kind of like search beams from the airship that kind of pass over spots. And as you get towards the river, that's the hardest part of the journey, truthfully, because it's wide. The river is starting to widen out at the point that you guys are hitting it, and so it's about a 30-foot cross. It's not so deep that you couldn't like. It's like waist deep, but that also limits the movement, and it's also taking you longer to actually get through it. And so those search beams kind of like almost pass over you guys as you kind of hang back on some sort of like overcropping rock, and you're able to as the light just barely shines over the two of you and moves on. You kind of start to get out and head out. So at the end of the second hour, you guys have been able to make your way through the entire perimeter of the city, and you guys are on the other outskirt. Luckily not being seen. Again, a couple of close calls there that you seem like you don't want to hang around. During this time, what I'd like to give the opportunity for you two is if you had anything extra you wanted to do while you were waiting. You touch down at the mansion, and oh my god, she
Panther's
sees the
already
plastic
back.
on this thing and she wants it.
Yeah, she's just been following your straw around the table.
Such a brat. Sorry, but would either of you, Nameless Philip, like to do anything?
The only thing I can think of is update Yvonne on what happened and get the sending stone in order so that we can contact them and see how things are going.
Okay. Nameless, did you have anything specific? Okay.
No.
I'll come back to you guys for the next part, but if it's still a no, you can just say that. Ooh, she's getting testy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So finding Yvonne is not difficult. She's sort of in the shop, but you see she's working on something, and as you kind of the door's open in the hallway, so you can see her doing this as you're approaching. She spends about 30 seconds working on something, and smashing it on the table, throwing it to the side, and then basically taking something else and trying to get it to. She kind of goes through this cycle of 3 to 4 objects that she seems to be trying to work on and just can't. And there's this underlying tone to it all. She kind of startles as you enter. Hi, Philip. Hi.
Hi. You doing all right?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't happen to hear anything? A loud rumble? Sound of an explosion recently?
No.
Really?
Was it? Should I have?
I was curious if it would have carried all the way over here.
I've also been inside. A little distracted.
Yeah, I understand.
Working, so I don't know.
Well, in that case, I've got fairly good news. We managed to find the weapon that they had, and we managed to destroy it.
How?
I'm not entirely sure. Liam is the only one, I think, who really understands.
Okay, where is he? How do I?
That's the other thing I need to tell you. He's on the way back right now, so I was wondering, he's got the sending stone, if we can help coordinate getting him back here safely.
Yeah, yes, of course. And so she kind of puts the tools away that she's doing, and so you reach in her pocket, and she she pulls out a gemstone. No, and pulls
She's
out
got too many rocks.
She's just got so many things. She's got 8 different pockets, and so she's trying to figure out which one it is, and she's right. Okay. Liam, and so as you guys are against the river rock, there's the light is just shining over the two of you. You hear the little beep beep on the sending stone. Would you answer then, or would you wait? That's my question.
I mean, I'm invisible, and we're not really too worried about being heard, right? If I understand the situation.
No. The hum of the airships would kind of drone out. You would reason, drone out your sound if you were speaking quietly enough.
Okay. Almost out of danger. Progress is going well. We'll get back to you in a sec.
And she's
Did Okay, I assume things are good then.
That's what it seems like.
Okay.
Bitch. Jesus Christ!
Just leaning over your seat.
Alright, hold on, I gotta throw this
What
away.
if is for cats?
Basically!
Like I know you can see from this angle, but basically she's standing up against the DM screen, just like stretch it, like fully.
Yeah.
Wow, she doesn't want us to see. Just like fully extending her neck over it, trying to reach the straw on the drink.
We did it.
You are a very funny cat. Like,
High five.
Dedication to plastic.
Or I guess sideways, right? Because you'd be over.
yeah, sure.
I don't know where they cut the box.
I think you're on.
Just give a bunch of takes. They'll take the one that works.
They one
Fix it in post.
All right, good. Perona's probably going to be on high alert for now.
I wouldn't want to stay here anyway. As soon as we get everybody back,
Well, that's what I was wondering. Do you think it's going to be more dangerous to move the house while they're looking, or to keep it here under hallucinatory?
I suppose that's a discussion for when everyone's here. But
yeah.
If you want to know my opinion, it's neither safe nor harder either direction. If we stick around here, the likelihood that they find it is raised, because we will be stagnant. And they have many methods for searching for things like this.
That's fair. If they found that weapon in the first place, they can probably find this.
Well, I mean, not to mention that the airships in general have countermeasures for certain things, especially illusions or enchantments of the like.
Okay. I'm gonna try to think of some way that I can help them get back here. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, though.
I would say that I couldn't tell you what would be a better solution. A, you'd have to find them, and then B, you would need them to. It seems riskier for you to go outside.
Yeah.
Better to stay here and have them come to you.
That makes sense.
But
I'll make sure we're topped up on fuel then, if nothing else.
I'll have us prepared on a route if we wanted to leave immediately.
Yeah, let's set up to get out of here. Although I don't know what's going to happen to Pangolin. But...
Oh, true. Well, we'll see.
I suppose there's nothing for it.
And so she heads down to the elevator and goes into the control panel. And so I assume then you're going to be trying to do what you can to energize the...
I'm going to dump as much fuel in as I can and take a short rest, I guess.
So because you've already kind of done this today in respect to putting it into the tank and sort of like
that's fair.
having to do some of that. No. It's not that you can't do it. I'm saying that, like, you're not going to be able to do as much. You're going to be sort of limited to do like two attempts.
Okay.
Versus like normally you'd be able to do like 5.
Oh, I was just planning on trying to do it once. I didn't realize I could do multiple a day.
It depends. Well, because yeah. Well, yeah. I don't want to spend too much time discussing it necessarily, but like it kind of depends on how much you're trying to do in one go or 2 goes. Or
yeah, whatever I can do, I will, and then I'll just start taking a short rest until I'm needed. I guess.
So back to the two making their what's that? Did you?
Chelsea said she.
Chris is already doing it. I was trying to say earlier during the conversation that I was gonna do the fueling, but if Chris is doing it, it's cool.
Sorry, I think I got lost in something. I don't think I heard you.
I raised my hand because that's what we're supposed to do. So.
You are supposed to, and I.
No, it's no big deal. Go ahead. Chris is doing it, so I'll just go check on the animals. Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. They they're all doing okay. They're doing all right. The foxes are blending in pretty well. Even only being there for a few weeks, like they're not They seem to kind of like have their solitary corner. Everything is just sort of all these animals are just kind of. It's that's what the living room has become. That whole like main, that main room is now just sort of animal central. It's lucky that Rosa's picking up after them. And sort of like, but there is a lot of fur everywhere, just kind of like all encompassed into the carpets and some of the upholstery. You also do notice that a few of the pillows have been torn to shreds. The puppies seem to kind of, while they're tuckered out for now, they definitely seem to have a very rambunctious nature. Of course, I mean Wolf 3, Wolf 4, and Wolf 5. Is that what they were called?
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I sometimes remember all of their designations.
3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, and 5. Okay. So back to the other two. Getting into the third hour, this is where we're going to get into some Constitution saves, mainly just because of the sort of forced nature with which you guys are trying to expedient your journey. You guys have made it, 16. You've gone. You have about 10 miles left in your journey, and this first part is also going to require a stealth check from both of you because you guys are still within the perimeter of Perona, but on the outskirts. So it's definitely not as hard as the other one.
Sorry, I was looking up Steel Defender stuff.
That's
I'll
fine.
be at the thing shortly. Okay. Oh no, that's my saving throws. Yikes.
Is that a 1?
No, he's got an answer on taboo.
Oh my god. I forgot
That's
about
good. I need a second roll for disadvantage. What? That was a 19 and a 17, so with disadvantage, 17. Which is pretty
damn good.
And then I hit in the middle with an 18.
18. Wow.
Twinkle
Way to go,
toes
you
in the
two.
steel plate over here. What are we doing?
Sort of just like not certain if it's being invisible for 2 hours or if it's just sort of like following in Setlali's sort of footprints, just kind of like, move with me and but it's some form of both. You're just in the proper headspace right now. You're just focused on keeping quiet and keeping low and still moving expediently. And there's not far off, you do start to see that like they seem to be more towards the southern end. They seem to care more about that portion, so you're not seeing as much attention on this side. And so most of the north is not being patrolled. More of the south is, south and the east. So as you kind of like move through and move another 4 miles, at the end of this, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw, and for you, I'm going to need a sort of the vibe check to actually do the energy. So if he doesn't pass this though, like, you would still have reason to... There's still... What I was going to say, Chelsea, is like, there's still reason for you to do this. You guys are resting at, like, 20% power. Especially because of, like, the big move you guys had to do. It was no, not 20. Let me double check just real quick. I think it might be lower.
2 people
than that.
power and it's better than 1. You know?
Because you guys haven't really had a chance to put power back in since you guys did the whole big initial
Mad
move,
sprint.
right? So like it might still be worth it for you to do it. I'm just thinking about it right now. Yeah, it's at like 12%. So.
Oh Jesus.
I just don't know if 2 of us can do it at the same time, so I'll just wait till he's done, then I'll go in.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
It's
no,
not. I'll wait. It's fine. I'm not stressed about it.
Yeah, that's solid. I'm sorry. I was more thinking like, yeah, it's probably still a good idea.
Yeah.
Rather, yeah. All right. So what'd you roll?
27.
27. All right. Yeah, that would certainly do it. And you feel enough that like you could probably do one more and be okay. It's just going to take a little bit of time. As per usual, just sort of like the actual gathering of the energy placing it inside gains you about 7%. So you guys are about up to like 19.
Okay.
This is a quick. I guess what I'm trying to say is like it's quicker than usual, or it's more focused than usual. You're also a little bit taxed, so it's kind of like trying to pull from that at the same time.
Yeah.
We could probably. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a little later. All right. Constitution saving throws from Liam and Sitlali.
25.
Very nice.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You guys are just killing it today.
Yeah, it's all
you
good
guys
rolls
are
so
just
far.
like you guys are like
That means at the last half,
Yeah,
I'm
this-
about to roll like crap.
that last 10
Watching
minutes.
Lolly trying to get better form. Like, just, it's like, all right. No, she's putting most of her weight there. All right, I'm going to try and copy that. Like, it's working for me.
That last 10 minutes of sort of the mad scramble as well is kind of more of a sort of that mid sprint where you're trying to just gain some breath but like keep moving forward and like keep the energy up. And part of that marathon, it's starting to burn a lot. Like a lot of your legs are hurting. It's not hard to breathe, but it's definitely, you guys feel it like, okay, it's gonna be nice to stop, but we can't stop. You looked up something for Steel Defender. Was there something that you wanted to bring up or point out?
So I wanted to look at what happens if it dies. Basically, at the end of a long rest, I can create a new one. It will kill the old one. I was just trying to see how that functioned, and it's at a long rest I can do it. So,
Gotcha.
which I need a long rest right now anyway, y'all.
So for the two of you, as we get into the fourth hour, as you guys kind of like are taking your small steps.
Miles, is there anything we can do about the noise?
Oh, sorry. We are currently unpacking food for our food arrived. So
Okay.
it's dinner. Yeah, sorry. I didn't realize the noise was
Yeah.
happening. I can mute,
problem.
but that won't.
It won't do anything. It's just affecting the recording. Yeah, it's all right. I'll just cut this out in editing.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's all good.
So cutting back over to you two for a second, if either of you wanted, what I would say, Chelsea, is that you guys have done this before at the same time. If you wanted to do it.
Oh, I thought we had done it separately.
You
I
guys
can
have-
do it. I mean, sure. I was not like emotionally attached to the idea. I was just doing it because someone could do it. But if it was being done, like
I'm not emotionally attached to the idea.
I'm not emotionally attached to absorbing.
It's so
cosmic
no. I
energy.
think that's hysterical. I think it's perfect.
But I mean, I can do it. I'm not like opposed.
I'm also not trying to force you into anything. It was more when you brought it up. I just wanted to make sure that like the choices.
Nah, man.
Are
Why
being
not? Let's
explained.
do it. How do I
Good.
vibe check again?
That's a wisdom. You also are the only other one who has actually like done it enough to get your proficiency bonus with it. So wisdom plus proficiency.
Wisdom saving throw? You say?
Wisdom score plus your proficiency, which is basically your saving throw anyway.
Yeah, it would have been great if I had 9 plus 3. It would have been real good.
No, it's just plus.
Let's
9.
come on.
Getting a +9 is enough.
Ooh, okay. 24.
Cool. Do you want to roll as well? Do you want to do a second one, or do you want to
That's it,
just
just
do
a
If I can do a second one, I might as well. 'cause
You
might have to do
feel
a
like
great
you
escape.
have enough in you to do one more, and then you would basically be taxed for a while.
23.
23. It's just enough to get it to get that. Between the two of you, you guys gain another like I'd say 23 and 24, 6% each, so 12. So you guys are up to 31. Okay, yeah, sure. No, yeah, then run away about it. Yeah. Oh, jeez. How could that happen? I can't believe my big butt moved the mouse off the table.
Wow.
But could we get ASMR of her little paws zooming across
That
the
was-
table?
that
Because it
was-
was really cute.
Yeah, like it was. She like knocked something off, and she's like, "Things are going down over there." And just like,
But it was like very loud. Like,
yeah.
So you guys are resting at 31%. So for this next hour, Setlali, Liam, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw, but I'm also going to need a survival check. Because neither of you are good at geology.
Geometry.
geography.
Yes.
Geoplasty?
It's,
That's
all,
nothing.
it's none of them.
Geography.
Geography. You were right.
You also
You were
said
right.
I
geography.
was saying the top bar, nobody.
That's so funny.
Honestly,
I
geography.
have different bonuses to both of those, but the result is the same. And may I add, not great.
All right. What'd you roll for your con?
An 8
Okay.
and an 8.
And an 8 for your survival check. Okay. Setlali, con save
17.
17, and then your survival check.
12.
Oh.
So as you guys are like halfway through your hour, Liam, you feel it, the stitch. You're like, oh, I haven't been. Oh, I've been doing so good. Oh no. You are now at one level of exhaustion, of just kind of like moving this harshly and this quickly. Setlali, you don't feel that. You are certainly in like you definitely feel tired, but it's not exhausted. You know that if you were to have to keep doing this, it would get to that point. But neither of you know which part of the you guys can't find your way back. You don't know which part of the mountain is the hallucinatory part and which ones are the where you're supposed to go. Go ahead, Liam.
We're out of danger. We're out of danger now.
Oh, that's good. That's the good.
We are a little. There's a word for it. What's the word? Lost.
Oh, I suppose I could ask. Well, describe your surroundings.
I do.
And,
that.
yeah, and so through the brief, she's like, well, I suppose you're in the vicinity. I am. The best I could do is I could come towards you, but currently, right now, if we want to keep our spot, I can't move the house. I could. She comes up through the elevator and she finds the two of you, and kind of relays the situation. Of well, they're close by. They are near, but it seems that they are lost. They can't find. Yeah, Setlali.
Wait, remember when I did that thing where I was like, "Hey, do I feel people? Can I do that again?" I guess it's my vibe version of vibe check. Can I vibe really quickly to see if I can find the house?
Do you want to find the house?
Or I mean, yes, or at least the people inside the house.
I'm just trying to make the distinction. What are you looking for?
Well, yes, the house, the house that we live in, the mansion.
You want to find the mansion. Gotcha.
Yes,
Go ahead and give me that check.
and it's just my wisdom, right? Since
Yeah, just for now.
I haven't done it enough.
Just for now, yeah.
18.
18. So, sort of taking the moment as Liam is talking, you ground yourself. It's later. It's like the sun is setting at this moment. It's about close to 7, like in the evening. So the sun is going down, and kind of like feeling those last rays of warmth. You follow the sort of same warm feeling outward, and you kind of snake along the ground until you not more than half a mile away. You kind of feel it turn a corner and hit this side of the mountain.
I open my eyes a la Airbender and I say, I have found the house. Let's go.
Okay, never mind. We'll see you in a bit.
And she, I guess it's,
And we
I
go.
guess it's fine. And as you move forward and you come around the side of the mountain, you see there's a great big chunk of earth that you're like, yeah, that looks familiar. And as you put your hand towards it, it just kind of like passes through, right? And you're able to, like, as you go through the barrier, you do see the house extending before you. You climb the ladder. You guys are all safely back within the mansion.
I just said WWEED. What would everyone else do? And everyone else we know knows how to vibe, so it worked.
We also could have come and got you.
She has she has an excellent memory for geography.
I do.
I didn't know if she would be able to find us from our poor description of our surroundings. So
Could have become a bird and looked from above.
Oh,
And then maybe
So
brought
sweet.
you guys some horses.
it's okay. I needed the jog anyways.
Well, oh, so you guys ready to go to the forest now?
I didn't need the jog.
I'm ready to go.
I'm decidedly not. How much time do we have? How much time do we have? Because Liam would have a better track of this than I would, so I'm not asking this Liam.
How much time do you have, like...
Before our deadline on this thing.
Oh,
Like,
probably
we went through this relatively
a couple days.
relatively
still, I think.
quickly. Like, we have time for a long rest before we venture.
Yeah, we got a couple days left.
It's not like we have 12 hours, so Liam asking for a long rest makes him an asshole. All right, I just wanted to check before he.
Sorry. Rather, you guys are ending day. You guys are ending. So you guys have 3. You guys have 3. You'll be ending the countdown 4th day.
It was basically only 2 days in Perona.
Mm.
Yeah.
You guys spent that
So-
first one, went back and rested, and then came back.
So you would like to rest?
Yes, I mean, we did the thing they asked us to, so like, generally speaking, we should be able to just walk in and get Panther without any issues. But in the
Yeah.
off chance it isn't that, having like a spell slot would be nice. So a rest would do me very well.
Okay.
What about Pangolin? Do you...
I can rebuild him here once I've rested.
The rest
He'll
of the
become
parts?
he'll become a scrap of metal in the sewers for someone to discover.
Maybe we can ask the Haverod twins to have one of their runners pick it up, just in case.
The scraps.
Just in the off chance that might be able to be used as a clue or something.
Yeah, to find us, right.
Yeah.
I'm not a world famous artificer yet, but at some point my distinct artificing style might be enough to identify.
Go ahead and roll me an intelligence check, or yeah, intelligence.
Liam knows he's world famous.
Well, no. Actually, I think
that's
it's.
saving
Sorry, it's actually going to be a wisdom. No, I had to think.
Oh,
it's going to be
yikes.
wisdom.
Alright,
It's going to be wisdom.
18.
You remember that you did patent the motorcycle part of Pangolin.
I did.
Oh.
But
But
the
he was-
iteration
he
that would
was-
be scraps wouldn't have that.
Wouldn't have that. But I'm just saying, like, if there's anything that's like very specific to Liam Hammerfist, it's this one
It's
thing.
on Pangolin, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, that's not a bad idea. If we could ask him to pick up the scraps, the reward could be they can keep them. Like, it's a decent amount of scrap, like solidly built, well made. It'd be worth it for them to sell.
They might be able to maybe take out the rope and everything that we left there as well. Just not leave any indication how we got in there.
Yeah.
Knowing my friends, they would probably want some form of compensation.
Yeah, that's fair.
We chose to detonate it outside of the city. I think that's potentially
I mean,
Okay.
the business they're in thrives on chaos. I'm sure they wouldn't have cared either way.
Nameless.
Would I know if I go to the mirror and ask for pangolin if it would work?
I don't even know.
What are you gonna rhyme with?
Okay.
What are you gonna rhyme with pangolin?
I go to the mirror.
Okay.
I got it
It
right.
is pangolin. I would like to see how it doing, where it be.
More positive shift than you've ever seen. It seems as though the little goblin who's churning the machine inside is like, there we go. Okay.
Tens,
Just had to have
tens across the board for that one.
Right?
Long
Right.
day.
It does not show up though.
He doesn't have a conscience.
I
Yeah.
can't find pangolin.
Dangolin.
Liam, doesn't pangolin just kind of keep coming towards you until you get here?
I could, but then there's a random machine robot that's just walking towards us. If someone decided to follow him, whoever it is, they would find us.
Plus,
Well,
he
we
has to
could
get out
just
of the
kill them.
sewers.
Yeah, also, we had to... I thought he could because I made him smaller. Did we have to, like, lift him?
You had to
lower into
lift
the
him
sewers?
out
Okay,
of the
yeah.
sewers when you guys left the last time.
Okay, yeah. So he's stuck in the sewers right now, so he doesn't... He can try and find a way, but he's as likely to end up in the bottom of the sea that way than anything.
And can you make him self-destruct from here? Not that I think you should do that.
I thought about it. I cannot. It's one of the things that I removed when he became a steel defender as opposed to a turtle with a big gun.
Oh.
Yeah. That was the first thing I looked up was, does he still have his self-destruct?
It's an alteration.
We should
Yeah.
have given him the bomb.
Oh, you're right.
Pangolin just holding a pipe
Jesus
bomb.
Christ!
Pangolin. Start the bomb.
You know
You
what
just
to
say
do.
he just sits there holding it. Just
That's so sad.
oh
So,
no.
do we want to ask the twins?
I think it's in their best interest that the sewers be cleaned up as well, because they don't know about us, but odds are they probably know something about the Heverot twins using the sewers. So it might be in their own best interest to pick up after us. We could phrase it as us giving them some friendly advice.
Yeah. I think if we do reach out, we should do it after I've built a new one, so the old one's just scraps. If we send him after Pangolin, they haul him up, and then he disassembles into scraps. That'll be less than ideal, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna benefit them. I think we'll have to give them money. Because, if anything, people will probably think they did it. Because they're walking the tunnels.
Well, that's
And
what
now they have proof that they didn't do it.
Well, if those tunnels are useful to them, though, it would be in their best interest to avoid the tunnels looking suspicious so that they don't get patrolled.
I don't know if I agree. But that's not important. I guess we can ask them regardless.
It's not like we're super hard on money.
Yeah.
Also, if they do ask for payment, getting it to them will be tough because they won't necessarily be in the area, but we can figure something out.
If they don't do it, they don't do it. But I think it's something we should at least try to cover.
Wouldn't be the first time I've had a water poster.
Alright, well.
That might not be true. I don't know. Liam just said that.
What did you do?
What haven't I done?
Alright. So we rest up, and do we just have Yvonne start moving the house now?
Oh. Do we feel like we want to move the house?
She thinks it's safer. I trust her with it more than myself.
We are close enough that if they're patrolling 4 people recently, they could find us. Granted, if we're moving, they could as well, but at least if we start moving now, we might be able to get out before they start patrolling this area, so it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But
While they're still searching to the south, we can leave the north. Should we move back just generally towards Haro or to the waste? Or I'm sure she thought of something. But alright, well, I'm gonna tell her to go ahead and start moving us. Everybody rest up, and I guess we go get Panther.
To the mirror, I say. I'd like to see the Haverat twins. Please. I will give you cheese.
We did decide it was a mouseling that's running the mirror.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. It's true. I said goblin, but it was I believe it was a mouse or a.
Mouseling,
No.
Mouselings are like 4 or 5 inches tall.
Did we say it was a mousling, or did we say that it was a?
I think we joked it was a
Garship?
mouseling because it was right after
Okay.
we said Garship, and then the mouseling supplement came out, and it was like, oh, these make a lot more sense.
Okay. Little slot opens up.
Oh, can I give it to you later? We're in a bit of a rush.
The kitchen's right there.
Like very begrudgingly. Mirror shifts. And you see, kind of like a split screen, you see the twins. And oh, God, there's an echo. More than, oh, okay. Wow, that's invasive.
I have a problem with that, yeah. We have a favor to ask you that we'll pay you for. So really, I have a job for you.
You see, Percival says, "Great, Annabelle, I will go to the other room to continue this thing. So sorry that you had to see this at this moment, but we will continue." Like, he's not talking to you. You see him just sort of like starting to talk to someone else. He's like, "We will, of course, continue our conversation. It's an old family friend. They don't know the proper procedures, and nothing to fear." Isn't that right, Annabelle? And he walks away, and you see she kind of like fades out. And he says, "If you ever call again in the middle of a business deal, I don't know what we'll do, but we'll do something."
Okay, I don't see me doing it again. But I won't. I'm sorry.
Sorry doesn't begin to cover it. What do you want?
Can I ask you to pick something up and we'll pay you for it?
Yes. What is it and how much?
1 second. Liam,
You see him just like,
is it just gonna be some scrap metal?
yeah, pile of artificer scraps in the sewers.
So, in a little while, there's gonna be a pile of artificer scraps in the middle of the sewers, as well as a rope. Would you be able to pick those up for us? And,
you said it's at the end of your long rest, right?
Yeah.
So that's the end of 8 hours. So Pangolin
Yeah.
will
oh,
be
I
in the
thought it was the
sewers
beginning
for
of the long rest. I'm so sorry. I would have done this at the big mornings. I misheard.
No. It's fine. I guess I'm trying to clarify for you as well, Miles. He'll be in the sewers for 8 hours. as Pangolin. Okay.
So in
You can
8
still,
hours
you can,
this will
you
happen.
can still. No. I was just gonna say you can still do this beforehand and let them know that like in this amount of time there will be this thing at this place, and
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
not.
I'll even
That doesn't change the plan too much.
Okay,
It
I was
just
like,
needs
Yeah, I'll
a
even let them know
clarification.
right now it is a construct. In 8 hours it won't be. If they think it'll be easier for them to carry it or bring it out as a construct, they can do that. If not, in 8 hours it'll be a pile of scraps. If that's easier for them, that's an option as well. So they have the information and can make the decision themselves.
Correct. That's relayed to him, right? Like that's that. He's like, well, interesting. How much would you be paying us for this service?
I unfortunately am not the one in control of the money. So 1 second. Guys, how much money do we have?
You see, just like from this fire
Because
genasi.
no one else was doing it.
From this fire genasi, you just see his like. There's just like these like flecks of just sort of like there's like moments where like his hair just starts to wave and there's like this like fume just kind of like coming off of him like the heat wave.
It's very Hades from Hercules.
Yeah, it's just like he's sitting there and he's waiting, but it's like the most aggravated
Sorry.
face.
I'm sorry. I just thought no one else was doing it. How much do we want to pay them?
I feel like 50 gold. I feel like he has to be worth more than that, though.
Yeah.
What's the retail price on a pangolin?
Well, the thing is, they can keep the scraps or sell them. They get that, so that can be considered part of the payment for them
They
if
can
they
keep
would
the
like
rope
to.
too.
So
Yeah, but
So 50.
we might want to make it a little bit more because I don't think I made him very happy. So would you guys be okay if I said like 100?
I'm fine with doing like 1,000, honestly. We don't-
it's some other government's money, and I'm practically an anarchist.
I'll say it. Okay. 1,000 gold.
You see all of the fume just kind of like exit. Huh.
You can also sell the parts.
Seems like this is very important.
Yeah.
I just have a poor concept of money. No.
I mean, actually, though.
Yes,
I don't think any of you may. Well, Liam, like you have a concept of how much stuff is worth, but like hanging on to money, maybe not.
I think Liam is the only one who has somewhat existed in an economy for any length of time.
Yeah, everybody else is kind of just like, I don't know, I get stuff.
Money is free stuff.
Money gets you free stuff.
Yeah, money just gets you free stuff.
So he kind of takes another moment. He's like, yes, we can make this deal.
Okay. Do we have a way to, hold on. Guys, how are we getting the money to him?
We can send a courier.
Do you
or
think
something.
they have Venmo? It's this
Can
desert thing where
can
you
our
just
bank
send
transfer?
the money
Could
virtually.
we have the bank that we bank
No.
in make the funds available? No. Okay.
We can send a courier or something. We can literally
It's
like, send it.
1,000
I-
gold?
I can run there
Yeah.
really quick and come back. No,
We'll get
that's
the Crimson
probably not
Dawn to do
true.
it.
Wheels? Okay, I'm gonna let them know we'll have a courier.
I mean, you got
Excuse
plenty of
me.
animals.
Just send
We'll
a
have
wolf
a
with it.
non-animal courier come to you with the gold.
He's like, it's a curious distinction, but sure.
I'm
Well, with
sorry. I hope that makes up for your lost business, or that maybe you get the business back.
We'll see. It's definitely a start. And even more of a start to keep us quiet.
Thanks.
Just like send a message next time, preempting calls of this nature.
I haven't learned that function yet.
It's
I'll work
fine.
on it.
I'm sure that Yvonne, with what she said, you guys have the capacity for.
I don't know that, but probably yes.
I would.
This
yes.
has worked thus far, though. But I can learn new ways. Anyways, we're really tired, so thank you.
Yes, we will. I will alert you of the job's completion. We will expect payment by, let's call it 2 days' time. Any time between now and 2 days from now.
I think that should work. I don't understand exactly where the money is currently, so it will work.
Do you not have the money?
To clarify, we have the money.
Oh, we have the money. I thought it was in a bank, and I was like, I don't know.
No, it is, but we can't tell
It is, but it is ours. Like, it is ours.
The way you phrased it, Chelsea, made it sound like you don't know where. Like, I don't know where we're gonna get the money, but we'll definitely pay you.
I don't.
She
me,
doesn't
Chelsea
know how
was
banks
under
work,
100.
which isn't.
Yeah, like me, Nameless doesn't understand. I'm like, I don't. It's just sitting somewhere.
He's like, we'll get the money in 2 days' time.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye.
They're gonna do it, guys.
The little slot opens up again.
Oh, yeah. I go get cheese.
Okay. You get the cheese and you fit it in there, and it's just like, before the little slot closes, you hear like,
Okay. That's all I had.
I run to our bank. I go through the door. I run to our bank. Right? Because it's through the door?
Well,
Yeah,
since it's
you can-
stead.
Yeah, so you can do that.
I get $1,000 or 1,000 gold out of our bank.
Okay. Takes you
I
about
tell
an
them
hour.
I tell them I'm putting first month and last month on a new.
Kia Sorrento?
Loft,
What? Like,
Why
Could you
would I get a car?
could you imagine putting down a security deposit on a car like last month?
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah.
on a lot. I'm gonna put in my notes that we have 1,000 less in our conjoined bank account.
We have like over 10,000 in there. We're probably fine.
Yeah.
You say that.
And then you guys want it. And then, like, Liam's like, oh, but I want to make a rad, cool car!
Remember how we were supposed to give Ark a bunch of money? And we just had all this money and we haven't been doing any of it?
Speaking of, Ark kind of comes, I see you're handing out money.
How much did we need to give Ark again? A couple thousand?
No, it was like, it's like close to like 80,000 gold, like to repair the damages to his establishment, because the whole thing basically broke down.
Is there a stock market? So, yeah, so
It's
let's...
probably not 80. It's certainly smaller than that.
Yeah, so let's set up a courier situation. We can set it up at a town that's close by here. Like, so it's not being delivered from Sestead. Just as we...
Well, I mean, like, she's pulled the money from there anyway, so you guys have the money in hand in the mansion.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So, like, we can, like, get a courier from somewhere closer to Verona.
Well, as you go
I
talk
could
to
make
Yvonne,
I can make a homunculus servant drop it off for us.
That won't be shady at all.
Will. It in fact will. I'm just saying it's an option.
Well,
well,
Bedtime.
as you head quickly to talk to Yvonne, you see that she's plotted a course for the Maledicted Waste.
that makes sense.
kind of giving the directive of like we shouldn't head south. And then she's like, well, that's kind of the only other thing that we can go to then, and especially a place that we could hide out for a few weeks or for a while. I wouldn't recommend traveling over Jortenian land with the mansion for a little while.
Do you know of any mail service that does like overnight? Perhaps a mail delivery service that has wizards that just teleport where they need to go.
What do you need delivered?
A payment to the Heverot twins.
Oh, and then she just kind of like takes out this little insignia and just like slaps it on the table. Do you have it?
Oh, Set Lolly.
So you bring over the gold, and she just like sets it on there, and she. And the gold just disappears.
Oh, that's lit.
Oh wow!
I love that.
Well, that was
It's only it's she kind of like pulls out a few of them. She's like, it's strictly with them, and it's a certain weight limit, but and an object sort of like size limit, but yeah.
All right. Well, that takes care of something that I was worried was going to become a very complicated and long affair.
Love that. I love that. For
I only
us.
have I only have a few of them.
Remember the 5-episode mail delivery saga? That part of the natural ones.
She's but that should take care of it, and that goes directly to Percival's desk. So.
Oh, excellent. Well, thank you. And thank you for your assistance with this whole situation.
I'm glad to be leaving currently. So
yeah,
happy to help.
Yeah. Well, I guess we should all rest up. I think tomorrow's going to be a big day.
Okay. And so as you like exit and go, she seems to kind of like stay for a while.
Yeah, I figure.
The rest of you, unless there's anything else, enjoy an evening's rest. Some nice sort of balm as she sets the house to start moving toward the wastes, unless that was not what you wanted her to do.
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with it. Move.
Okay. She sort of says that she's going to set it for a quicker beginning, and then as you guys actually get to the waste, she'll slow it down a bit, and it'll take more concentration for the legs to actually catch Perseus in the wastes.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys won't be moving as fast, but you will be moving. With that, we're just going to... actually, that's a perfect time to go to break. Let's go ahead. Yeah, I mean, you guys... you guys got all the way back at least. Seemingly unseen, unscathed.
This game's easy.
Maybe it is too easy. Maybe we should up the difficulty.
No, that's fine.
Nah.
So
Considering the potential drama we are about to have, this seemed fine.
Yeah, it seemed like things could have gone way worse very quickly if a couple key things didn't happen.
there were some good rolls. There were some good things that sort of like stuck out. Some fair amount of planning. So.
This is the boring part. We want to see the Panther stuff.
Yeah.
We'll be right back from our break. Don't forget, we have a giveaway today, so go ahead and say anything in chat. Even just say anything. Talk about KDA's thing, whatever that K-pop,
What?
all that stuff.
KDA, the
League of Legends.
The League of Legends K-pop
They released a
band.
new song?
Yeah, they have a new
what?
song.
The fact that Chelsea knows KDA is really funny to me.
Gotta go, listen.
Bye.
KDA.
No, I still
We'll be
have Dynamite
back.
stuck in
If
my
Chelsea,
head.
if Chelsea starts playing MOBAs because of K-pop, I'm gonna be so upset.
No, I just like the song.
Yeah.
KDA.
We'll see you again soon. In like 10 minutes.
Bye.
10, 15. Oh, hello. Welcome back to the Natural Ones. I hope whoever is enjoying the new supplement or the thing is going well.
Yeah, super special congratulations to
Insert name here.
on your new supplement.
I'm really excited.
Congratulations.
We won't have to do that anymore.
French fries!
Oh, it's so cute that you think we're gonna stop.
Oh, wait.
I'm just gonna stop doing giveaways. Just
Yeah,
stop that.
just
gonna
And
stop
every
giveaways.
even numbered one, we're still gonna do it.
Even
Welcome
number
back.
1.
Hope you guys enjoyed your break, because we certainly were relieved during ours.
Sure. Yeah.
We open on the next morning. You have all sort of, however restless or not the sleep was. Liam, you kind of, even during your exhaustion, are able to find time to just kind of like take these like weird like power naps and sort of like build a new pangolin.
I'm more of a Benjamin Franklin sleep schedule anyway, so
just every 3 hours, take a nice little hour nap. So you, so as you like when you wake up, the magic that kind of makes Pangolin's existence is sort of like activated as you kind of enter the new morning. And good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you again, bud.
Good morning.
But does he have all the memories of the old pangolin, or is this?
I don't think the old pangolin had memories.
Oh,
That's an add-on that I would love to put in someday, but I have not had the spare points to do so.
that's fair.
Battlestar Galactica.
Because you want a motorcycle.
I want a motorcycle, so I didn't give him a brain.
I had to choose.
I want a
between-
motorcycle. I want a big gun. I don't know what to do.
He doesn't have independent thought then.
No.
Gotcha.
I also had to get rid of that so I could have a motorcycle.
I might be able to swap that out for the big gun, but I went with the big gun because,
No, that's
I might
fine.
need it.
That's fine. What that means is it can't take its turn independently.
Right.
Yeah.
He has to use his bonus action to actually.
I guess. I mean, do we really need the motorcycle today?
We might.
In the woods? Okay. I guess that is where you did your debut ride.
As you
Wait.
you were able to
That?
pop
No,
him.
that's the big spender. Okay. Yeah.
You were able to pop Flanagan back at the end of the night anyway, so you don't
Yeah.
have you didn't have to use any of your spell slots because you had one available, right?
Yeah. I didn't cast any spells yesterday. I like when I went to take a long rest, it was like, I never used a single spell that entire day. So.
You guys all you all gather in the foyer, trying to kind of collect yourself and get ready for the next event, and that's where we open on the morning.
Before I meet up with everyone, I'm gonna go into the bathroom and like try to make myself look a little presentable.
Okay.
Take some water and like slick my hair back
Give
and like
me-
wash the sewer water off of my body.
I mean, there's like a shower. You don't have to use like the sink. You don't have to do like the
I'm in a hurry. I'm doing the English shower.
You have also you trance to sleep, so you have you have a lot of time actually to like do this. But yeah, like you realize like 5 minutes before you're supposed to head out, they're like, oh shit, I haven't showered or I haven't cleaned up. So you run to the bathroom and kind of like, kind of wash the pits or whatever and get the slick hair. And and when she comes out, you're like, oh, a less dirty Nameless.
I'm covered in grease from working on the pangolin. Like,
Yeah.
are we doing that? Are we?
I acknowledge, like, oh yeah, cleaning up is a good idea. And it does
I
not,
only
and
did
it,
it.
and it does not register for me at all, and I just go on my way.
Okay.
If we were Charlie Brown characters, I do imagine Philip as Pigpen. And I know Nameless is probably more just like dirt covered naturally, but I still picture Philip as Pigpen.
Okay, so let's do this.
Okay.
Are you ready?
No.
Do you need more time?
No.
Okay,
I will
so
never be ready.
I'll never be ready.
Understandable. I'm gonna turn the dial and open the door. And
Oh,
hold it for everyone.
I'm gonna whistle that special whistle that Ripper and I have.
Give me an animal handling check.
What was that?
I was imagining the flying bison whistle.
How did the
Oh.
dirty 20 do it?
Ew.
You give the nice little, and not necessarily like charging in to the foyer, but like a decent little. You hear the little claws clacking on the ground, and Ripper shows up.
Ripper, we're going to get Panther. I would really appreciate it if you joined us.
Okay.
Alright, I'm ready now. We walk.
I closed the door behind us.
Okay.
I just needed to specify.
Sure. As you step back out and you're facing the forest, it's still that similar sunset, kind of like perpetual sunset, and you are overwhelmed by the smells of the flowers and the sort of like the actual natural earth that extends far out. It seems almost like the smell has shifted. It's a different. It almost like this has gone through an entire season shift within the past week and a half. It's cooler than it was originally.
Is it spring or are we getting into fall?
In Lorethia, it is spring.
Okay.
But
Okay.
the feeling of the air and sort of the smell of everything smells more like summer. Feels more like summer. It's cooler, but it's still kind of like a warmer day than even just what you just had yesterday or the day before.
Do you think we should use the front door or the gearship door?
They're expecting us, so I think we can just go in through the front. Better to keep the Garship door a secret as long as possible, I think.
Okay. Hold, please. And I go to the tree, I put my hand on it, and I say, I don't want to intrude, but perhaps could you tell them that we're here?
Same.
Thank
Go ahead and give me I'll call that a vibe check.
a natural 20.
Oh.
Whoa.
As you're trying to, as you basically put the connection of your magic and the natural world into practice against this tree, hoping to give some sort of feeling. You know that like when you're speaking to trees in this way, it's not so much that they're going to understand the speech as much as the emotion, and so it's not as much of a directive, and it's not so much that what you receive back is like language, but you get the sort of the emotion and the feeling of acceptance of the message and will pass it on. And as you sort of release your hand from the tree, a breeze brushes against the tree, and as it sort of sways with this breeze and touches the tree next to it and comes back, that tree then begins to sway, and almost as a chain, sort of this daisy chain of trees kind of moving along.
I didn't want to show up uninvited.
Yeah, makes sense. Should we
I
just
guess we'll just go kind of the same way we did before. Since I have an excellent memory for geography.
I've heard that somewhere. I trust you. Let's do it.
We walk a way that looks familiar.
I walk with them.
Go ahead and give me a survival check.
With advantage?
Not with advantage. This is an ever-shifting landscape, so
I
it does
know.
look similar, but...
11.
Okay. After about an hour of walking, you start to get the feeling that you might be going in a circle. You're kind of like, yeah, we're not actually probably heading in the direction we need to.
Might be nervous.
The thing they gave you with the leaf thing that connects you to Panther as insurance and that sort of thing, would that help us at all?
I had to get another leaf before I could try. Does it do anything different when I move it?
As you sort of like move it to the left, you move it to the right, a little thing blooms, and then as you move it back to the left, it closes up again.
I didn't think of that, thank you. We do that, and we follow the flower.
And with that, there is no survival check needed. It's sort of just it's more of a compass in that way, and it leads you, takes a few, I think it's like another hour and a half, I think, just by the distance and where you guys kind of got lost, probably that long just to get back on track. And you appear in front of you find the clearing, and you see the thorn walls, all of the wrapped spiked vines that make the wall of the city, town.
Is there like a door to knock on?
What you remember about like entering the place was that they moved the vines out of the way, so there's no door.
Be a great entrance. I don't know if you can do that, but
I try.
heck of an entrance.
With my fabulous parental skills, like the skills I inherited.
Oh,
Did you say
parental.
I heard frontal.
Yeah, I heard fabulous.
I heard
I heard
parental.
fabulous frontal skills.
No,
I was
heard
confused
feel
why
like-
y'all had faces, and I was like, I inherited them. So the skills that I inherited, I hope that they are enough. And then I walk forward. I hope they just don't run into the thorns.
You you sort of like, and at the last moment you kind of like open your eyes to like to see if it's working, and the thorns are just staying there as you kind of like, okay, I'm about to hit the thorns. That's not working.
Do I remember any spells they said or any movements they did with their hand?
Give me an intelligence check.
Oy. Not
Just-
my strong suit.
Just trying to remember.
A natural 20! So a 21.
You do recall there being sort of like a similar thing to what you did with the trees. Kind of like that kind of motion. Not any like secret spell or any like somatic or verbal component to it, but more communication, like a direct communication with the thorns.
So I try that. I'm here to get Panther.
You don't have to rhyme this one.
I would like to.
Hold me closer, tiny Danther.
Maybe it'll help if you know I'm a daughter of one of y'all. I'm a daughter of the Angmar.
Go ahead and roll me a vibe check.
I'm down vibe check, I guess.
You mean a
I really
vibe
gotta
check?
get more into vibes. I'm not a viber.
You keep saying that.
21.
21.
Once.
You can try more.
As you sort of, it takes a moment to kind of break through. These are very dense, and I mean that in both iterations of the word, and so it's kind of, it's sort of hard to get the message through, but eventually you feel the understanding and sort of an allowance, and so these great creaks and cracks as the vines sort of make way for the lot of you.
Just imagine the Thorn just being like, soft skin. Thorn won't poke soft skin. Like that's how it's thinking. Like Thorn poke, like poke. Like oh move, oh move.
No poke.
Poke.
Alright, I guess we
but
walk through.
The village itself is much like how you left it. They seem to be, there's activity, there's kids playing again, but they're again, the season has seemed to shift in this entire, in the entire forest, and so they're in a more of a sort of more like poppies and sunflowers and the like are more prevalent at this time of year, or this time that you're here. Where would you? As you all walk in, though, you guys all get sort of a very specific look, and then they look to Pangolin, and a few of them you see sort of like reach to their hilts for their like.
Just kind of like put a flower in Pangolin's ear. He's chill. He's totally cool.
Yeah. I was gonna stop at the entrance. I wasn't gonna once we get in, stop, basically.
Sure.
That's the thing I was debating. Is maybe actually bringing Pangolin's a bad idea.
We brought him last time. I mean, they left him outside. I'll tell him to hang out outside.
Just make a
I'll
show
have
of
him step just back out.
just chain him to a tree.
He kind of just waits. You guys are still at the entrance, but people kind of they seem to accept that, but some of them kind of just still have a hand on a hilt.
Do we see any of the town elders that we previously?
No, not currently. No, not by the town entrance anyway.
Do I see any lights?
Well, it's.
No. I was trying to say lights or smoke at Herrick's little cottage thing.
From this distance, no smoke, but there's no need for lights either.
Okay. So, are we just?
I think we just.
I'm not the best at words. Should we just kind of go on in?
I think so. Just don't look threatening, I suppose.
Okay.
Well, do you want me to ask someone?
No.
Set Lolly superpower. Ask a stranger. It's the Set Lolly vibe check.
I go up to the person closest to me.
I just
I'm
need
always
choice,
able to find the
everybody.
person closest to me.
Gonna just move forward.
I mean, I was just gonna keep walking towards the tree personally.
Okay.
But if Set Lolly wants to ask someone, I would stop.
No, I'm following your lead.
Okay. I act like I know what I'm doing.
Give me a performance check.
Lol.
Come on, natural 20.
I put on my sunglasses.
A 3.
Anything involving charisma is basically a saving throw for Nameless. So she get a plus 4.
Oh, do you wanna run the game? It's what's
Lol.
going on.
I mean, that would just be a 4 then. I rolled a 3.
Well, then he would have given you a +4. That's kind of what he was trying to say.
Oh,
Yeah.
should have guidanced myself.
You.
I imagine that as a pep talk.
God, you can do it, girl.
Wonderful. So for the rest of you, it's like a weird Spider-Man 3 swagger as she kind of she's walking through. She sees somebody. She's like finger guns are a lot of a thing, but the emotion of the
put my
face,
arm around her.
the motion of the face is very clearly like, I don't know what I'm doing. And as you do, one of the kids is like,
Stick them up. I guess they don't have the concept of
and
guns.
the kid kind of keeps
Not
doing
yet.
it.
Give me time.
The kid
I
just
go over to
kinda
that kid
keeps
and I teach him
doing-
to fist bump.
Oh, he runs away. As you approach.
She was going to punch me.
But you arrive at the main tree at the center. Not much long after that.
No one appears? Just not.
No one is
active?
currently there. No.
I thought maybe they just hung out inside all the time.
I'm
I
just.
sit on the tree.
I would not sit on the tree.
I'm just gonna take a seat in
I
front
sit
of it.
under the tree.
Oh, okay. I was gonna kneel too. Yeah.
Yeah. I originally said sit on the tree,
I
but
thought you were
since said it-
crawling up it.
Oh no, I did mean that 100%. Because I can climb up vertical things, so I would have just climbed up the tree and then sat. But you
I
said
cast
don't do
spider
that.
climb and follow. I don't do that.
I kneel. I also kneel
So
down.
you guys are kneeling in front of the tree.
Yes.
Yes.
Glad we're understanding the stakes of the situation.
I'm gonna try and look contemplative. I'm gonna try and look like this nature stuff means anything to me. Performance check. Do you need performance on
Yeah,
that one?
I do. Yeah, I
Alright,
totally
alright. That's fair.
Damon's actually allergic to grass, so this entire thing is just.
I mean, I don't get minuses on performance. How's a 12 do you?
There's a moment or two where you're like, huh. And it's overacting. But there's a fair amount of it as well that you kind of get oh. You pick up a flower and you're just like, Mm-hmm.
Yes, the nature.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a few moments where you can't tell if it's wait, does he mean it? As you guys are kneeling in front of the tree, the time sort of passes 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And right around that time, almost seemingly from behind the tree, you see the doe just kind of off to one side, step forward.
The fauna.
I don't think anything
Hello.
will beat Malefi though.
Malefi was pretty good.
No, 100%.
And she steps to you and says, hello.
We did our part of the deal. How are you?
Irrelevant.
Same.
Relatable. Yeah.
Philip will name fist bump. No.
Fist
And
bump
so
inside.
she's. I will gather the others.
Thank you. Oh, before you go, is he okay? I know you have made me this, but I mean mentally, emotionally.
I suppose we'll see.
Okay.
She steps away.
Do I have prevent panic attack on my spell list?
She steps back behind the tree, and as she does, almost as if she vanishes behind the tree.
Can you do that, Nameless? Because I'd like to... not the time. Apologies.
Do I get any, like, super, like, I can only think of that tree from, like, Grandmother Willow from Pocahontas, but, like, that kind of vibe from the tree.
I would need a vibe check on that.
When in doubt, vibe check.
It's not
Natural
supposed to
ones. Home of the
replace
vibe check.
Arcana, but or nature. It's not supposed to replace these things, but it's just more about like if you're trying to look into the
16?
magical connection. Not so much that vibe.
Okay.
Not so much like a living spirit in a tree. More so, you get sort of like a stalwart protector vibe from it.
What does that mean? Sorry.
Stalwart protector.
Yeah.
Just vigilant. Just like you're getting the presence of something that is very, that the tree is very protective of its root.
So, like,
the root meaning like the town.
this is Chelsea planning ahead, so if something were to happen, like, let's say I were to dehydrate the tree and try and kill the tree, would it be able to attack me back? Would I get that sense? Do I get that sense from this check?
You get the sense that it's certainly not it's not just like a normal tree. So if you were to do something like that, it probably has some form of capability.
Okay.
It's much more in line with the tree in the mansion.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It doesn't have the exact same vibe, but it has a similar where the house's tree is not stalwart protector. It's more like a warm provider. This is much more like that. Like, this is like, don't mess with me kind of a feeling.
Okay. My plan may not have been worth it. Okay.
Just the feeling you get. You know, it's not.
Yeah.
You're not able to pinpoint what it's capable of, but you just know that it potentially is capable of something. A few more moments go by. The badger crawls up from the burrow, and the hawk and the sparrow come and land on their perches. And the deer comes back from around the left side of the tree, and the wolf this time comes out from the right side of the tree, sits in front of it, and the wolf speaks to you. He says, "Well, seems as though you have proven yourselves. So you say. We will discern the truth."
Okay.
Would you have something else to say?
No, I didn't realize it had been relayed to you. I was just saying we destroyed the thing.
And he steps up to you. We'll see. His nose touches your temple. It's the same rush of memory that you felt from the deer. It's much harsher. Like, at least with her, there was some form of feeling like you were being ushered, right? Like you were being carried. This one, it feels like you're being dragged. It's much more forceful, and it's kind of as if you're, yeah. That should probably just mean just as a dragging feeling. And instead of you seeing anything, it's almost like somebody is poking around. and you're being dragged through certain parts, and he kind of ends the transmission, and you out of breath as he lets go, and he says, "Well, indeed you have. Shame it wasn't under the city, but that's fine. I suppose we did give you license to do what you would like."
So, we did our part.
Yes, I suppose you did. But it occurs to me that you have multiple desires. Multiple endeavors. Yes? Now, we could give you Korvan. We have no use for traitors. But as luck would have it, we indeed have two. Would you like to choose?
I do believe the deal was you would give me Panther back.
And that deal we shall honor.
That is the only priority right now, is finishing that deal.
Wonderful. Turns around. There's almost a smirk to his sort of like wolf lips. And bring him out. And the badger kind of like goes under the tree and drags, sort of like by this collar, drags forward Panther. He brings forward. And he's physically fine. You don't see any sort of trauma or malfeasance, you know. And he sits. He does. Give me an insight check, though.
I don't know why I did my iPad.
I think your insight, because you have a +4 to wisdom.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
believe she's
God.
proficient as well.
Yeah. So
I
I
got
don't
it,
know
don't
if
worry,
she's.
y'all. I'm not proficient, unfortunately.
I was gonna say I don't think she is.
I have a 12.
12. There's an air of sort of like not being there. You and him have a fairly tight connection. And it's not that you can't feel necessarily that connection. He just sort of seems like a blank stare at the moment. Like he's just not entirely there. And the badger sort of like, as he's pulling up the chains, see him stake the chain into the ground. He's the only one with opposable hands, so, you know. And he kind of walks back over. And the wolf says, "And you're certain you'd like him?" You see, if you were to renounce him, Herrick and the line, we could teach you. We could be your family. As one of the Sylvain, you would certainly receive top tier trading. You could see what you've already learned. You've made it this far. You've invested us by yourself.
I I mean no disrespect, but I decline. You are not my family. You made my life hell. I didn't have a dad for a while. I don't have a mom. I do not want to be part of this.
He looks to the deer. Suppose it is as you said, then.
What did you, she, what was said?
She looks to them and she looks to you. She says, Ned, we mean less to you than the stones in a river.
No. That's not 100% true. As I don't know who I'm gonna be after this, because my whole life I was I wanted to be like my mom. And then I found this necklace and I thought maybe this made me like her. So I spent so long wondering and letting my curiosity define me. So I don't think you're nothing. But I'm disappointed what you are. Because I really hoped for something else.
And the wolf says, it's disappointing. But we are attached to our word. If this is what you would prefer, it is what we will do. You see the badger sort of grumble about it a little. He's like, yes, I understand. Why don't you go eat some grubs then? Take your mind off of it. They completed their task. That is all that is required. Looks to the sparrow, if you would be so kind. You see. Flies onto Panther's shoulder, presses their beak to the lock on the collar. Just taps it twice. The collar comes off. And at that moment you see that sort of blank stare is gone. And he sort of comes back into himself. He looks at you, sort of waiting for a directive, but also just...
I run and give him a hug.
The sparrow sort of... before you even get there. And he...
Are you okay?
Yeah. We can talk about it later. He looks back to them, he's like... We should talk about it.
And, With that, I want to stand up. I imagined I was kind of crouched. And turn to the wolf. I know I can't change your mind on the way you guys do things. But I love the nature of the world. I love the way it constantly shifts with each season, that it continues to grow, and it holds the memories of everyone who's ever been there, whether we know it or not, as the way the rocks erode or the waters change in the stream. And I feel you feel the same. But I don't think killing people is the correct way. Because I don't think the earth would let them be here if they weren't supposed to be here. And I don't think it's your decision to make. I think it's hers, the earth's, theirs.
His face sort of contorts. You have kindness. It would have no place here. So, perhaps it is better that you are out in the world and not here. For as kind as she is, nature is ruthless as well. I would hope you wouldn't forget that. Be the kindness, for we are the wrath.
I guess you need both.
And truth be told, your kindness benefits. We would not have considered such a plan viable, but what you achieved, well, it helped us a great deal.
Why?
Well, you should be able to. And as he sort of like turns over, like, kind of all were wrapped up in hugging Panther and sort of witnessing this conversation. She snuck in somehow, and you're not certain how, but standing, sort of leaning against the tree, is Arwen.
I stand up.
As you do that, she says, "Oh, please, please." There would be time for that a different way. Hello. Yes, no, he is
I
correct.
had my fucking eye. Oh.
She says, yes, well, good to see you all. Hello, little May. I hope you're doing fine. You seem to. Look. Reunited. He says, when they aren't food, stop playing with them. Oh. Yes, we gained quite, well, just helpful boons from you down in Little Perona. I'm certain.
How?
Well, I'm certain you'll find out soon. But if you don't run off now, how will you ever have a nice evening with Papa? I saw that. This is like the look of like, whoo, bitch. Oh, it's so good. I can give you a moment if you would like a moment.
Oh, it takes damage though. Okay, never mind.
I go over and I punch her in the face.
Okay. I mean, you said it. I'm sorry. I have to hold you to it.
No.
You walk over.
I
and you
wasn't
punch her in
backing
the
down.
face. As you step forward, and you get about halfway.
Can I try to stop her?
Nope. What's your armor class?
16.
Okay. It's just gonna take me half a moment.
Hey, he did say someone was gonna die this episode, y'all. Little did we know, it was Set Lolly.
Okay. You take 60 points of damage.
So I'm at 0. I'm at 0 hit points.
How many different attacks was that?
That was every single one of the... To put this into context, you step forward, and as the aggressive action passes Nameless, Arwen doesn't budge. And you see the tree, like a whomping willow, just grab you, and then just as the dug earth around your sort of unconscious body sits directly in front of all of you. The wolf, the sparrow and the hawk kind of have to leave the tree, but no one else moves.
So that was how many attacks?
4.
I'm gonna take the first one.
How?
Shield of the Martyr.
Is that a reaction?
It's a reaction spell.
Okay, you can take the first one, which was 9 damage. So you take 51 points of damage. Does 51 points of damage still take you under?
I'm at 9 points now.
Okay.
So no.
Yeah, as I point and the beam comes up and I take the first blow, as like the whole thing goes on, I'm just gonna shout like, "A life for a life!" That's a creed that you hold, yes?
He's saying this to them?
To them as
Okay.
as a whole, yeah.
Indeed.
We spared one of yours back at Court Hall. I apologize for her actions. Spare her and we'll walk out.
You've already made the promise to never enter our forest again. Hold to it. The badger goes into the burrow. The hawk and the sparrow fly away. The only two that are still there are the doe and the wolf. And Arwen. He looks to Arwen and he says, "Show them out."
I don't want to be shown out by her. I know the way. I promise I'll leave. I don't want to be here. But
Give me... Give me a persuasion check. You're not trying to be intimidating, you're trying to get a point across. So I'm just trying to make sure which,
Oh god, 18.
18. Okay.
In the meantime, I'm going to put 50 points of lay on hands into Set Lolly.
Did you hear that, Set Lolly? You are getting 50 HP back.
Thank you. I am also okay to be tired. But
So,
thank you. I appreciate
as
that.
this conversation's happening, Philip, you kind of rest your hand. You're cut, bruised already. There's blood kind of everywhere. It doesn't get away with the blood, but it does sort of seal up some of the wounds. There was like a fracture in your rib, as well as like a dislocated shoulder, and it kind of all sets back into place. And Nameless. Very well. I am sorry that we couldn't come to a better agreement. It's a shame to lose talent.
I am sad as well. I know I have no ground to stand on, especially after my friend's display. But I have a favor to ask. If I could please say goodbye to an old friend.
He looks down at you, said Lolly. He says, and then the rest, like, to your friends. Yes. They go first. You may talk.
Of course. Panther, will you also please go?
Fine. He sort of nudges you, Philip, and brushes you, Liam. Kind of like with a back leg, like smacks your still prone body, said Lolly.
Yeah, I'm happy to jump up at any moment. I can't, but I'm happy to do it.
And he starts heading towards the exit. You guys still have a second. I just mean like he's making his way.
Yeah, as I turn to go, I want to look back at the wolf, and I want to say, I appreciate that you have your traditions, but if we're right about some of the things that are going on, none of us may be as secure as we think we are. And I hope you'll understand that the tree bends so it doesn't break. And I hope you'll keep that in mind, just in case it comes to it. And then I'm gonna follow Panther.
All of my last words will be snotty and petulant, so I follow without saying that.
Grab Lee
I'm gonna help
ear.
Salali up. I'm gonna offer a
Alright,
hand
yeah.
to Salali. And then walk out.
The wolf.
I go to Herrick. Oh, unless there needs to be something.
No, just gonna say the wolf and the doe kind of walk back to their. The wolf walks away first. The doe kind of like directing him to leave. It looks to Arwen, and there's a moment. If you want to give me an insight check.
Okay. I don't know why my iPad never recognizes my 11.
There's like a hint of something that you don't really catch the entire emotion, but it's sort of like her snotty attitude goes away for a second and then she walks away. Arwen, like she's there, the doe looks at her and she kind of moves.
And the doe leaves, I assume?
The doe actually is walking with the rest of your friends.
Okay. I go to the cottage.
And you see he's kind of just in the middle of making some lunch.
This dude's always eating.
He's a big dude. He's a big guy.
Yeah. Guess there's not much else he can do in there.
Also, the times you guys have gotten there have been like...
I don't think it's our fault that we aren't able to track the time in this place.
I knock on the door.
He comes over and opens it up. Oh. Hey, kid.
Hi.
Looks like you did it.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of time. I have this letter I always wrote you in case I died. And I just wanted to give it to you. Because I won't see you again. Unless you leave here, but it doesn't look like you can. I know Panther is my dad. But
He kind of just gets you in a hug and just kind of holds you there. And he's like, you've never been the best at saying anything.
no.
You don't gotta say anything now. It's never my intention to take that place, but I'd be a liar if I didn't say I enjoyed it.
I'm sorry I couldn't save you too.
Don't worry about it, kid.
honestly, if you hadn't found me, I don't think I'd be alive. Just a lot of things. And I have the favor, to ask.
Anything.
Because it'll make this whole thing easier. Don't read, the letter right now. Can you just, not fight me when I do this?
Okay.
And, I'm gonna do the spelly thing that I tried in the thing I don't know how to say. the G one.
Oh, sure.
And it lasts for 30 days. And, please forget who I am and live a happy life.
Sort of wave as you see him almost fight it, and at the last moment just sort of give in to let to whatever spell you're about to cast take hold. And he wave of sort of an enchantment takes over him, and Hi there.
Hi. I got lost. I'm sorry. I was looking for someone.
Oh, well. Kind of like digs in his pocket and he's like, oh, nothing to fret over. What are you looking for? Hands you like a
I have
handkerchief.
allergies.
Wrong place for that.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't hang around here too long. I don't know whose kid you are, but they probably don't want you hanging around here.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice to meet you.
Bye. Don't meet me again, but yeah, sure.
I probably won't.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yeah, you can just keep that.
Yeah. And I leave.
And closes the door. And you catch up with the rest of everyone. The thorn wall is already opened. And as you all pass through, you have one moment with the doe, Nameless, as she says, a moment of your time.
Okay.
See, she kind of looks at you, inspects all of you, looks to the cottage, and then back at you. That won't hold forever.
I know.
Do you want it to?
I don't know. He seems happier. If I do say yes, will he get to be free, not stuck in the cabin?
No. we'd have to erase a lot.
Yeah. I would. I want him to be happy.
She gives you a little nod. There will be other things in the coming months that will be just as hard.
I doubt. I just lost a large part of me. I feel numb despite my tears. I don't see the point right now. And I just risked my friends' lives for this.
She looks to your friends and looks back at you and says, a risk, I believe, you have made for them.
Yeah, but at least they were grateful. I feel bitter. I hope we meet again under better circumstances. I know we can't, but
I don't speak in too many absolutes. Not when it comes to people.
thank you for what you did with my mom and my dad. Stay kind. Please.
A mother never forgets kindness. Especially to their children.
Out of character? Is that her telling me she's my grandma?
Do you think that's what she's saying?
In character. Are you saying... I don't... I'm feeling a lot of things right now. Am I projecting on something here?
I never thought I'd see you again.
I'm sad. So, I don't know what to say. I have a lot of feelings.
She touches her nose to your forehead. She says, and there's not like a rush of feeling or memories or anything, but she's more just sort of like a calming motion, and you hear her from her. She says, you must stay safe in the months to come. Follow that same advice. Be the kindness. that is how you will find your new self. Your beautiful cocoon. Break free. Also, tell Kovan he needs a bath. She steps away.
Take care.
And you
And I leave.
step through the thorn hallway. Whatever discussions happen along the way. This time the trees bend to you. They don't obstruct. They kind of give you this clear diagonal to the door.
Does this mean we can't have discussion?
All I'm trying to say is that like you guys aren't needing to fight to get back to the door. You guys can have a talk, but like in the time that it takes you to get to the door, no problem.
So, are they like waiting outside the door for me? So I go up to Set Lolly and I just kind of shove her. You let me fight my own battles. I'm not weak. Got it? Say it. Say you understand.
Yeah, I understand. But just so you know, it's not because I think you're weak. And it's not because I think you can't fight your own battles.
Then why? Why would you do that? You put everyone at risk, and it's my battle. I want them dead. And I get to decide when that happens. So why would you make the decision for me then?
I was making the decision for myself. I knew what I was getting into when I walked through that door. I knew what I was getting into when I stood up, and I knew what I was getting into when I walked towards Arwen. I was making the decision for myself. I'm sorry that my decision put everyone at risk. Especially Panther, who we just fought to get back, and Herrick, who's currently sitting in a cabin. But that was me. That was my choice. And I was making the decision for myself, so I do apologize.
So you didn't care then?
Of course I cared. That's why I
Then why did you keep?
forward.
Why wouldn't you stop? If you
Nameless. I was a second away from doing it myself. I understand you being angry, but I understand Set Lolly making the choice. How many times have you, on feeling, lashed out and done something that might not have been the best idea? And as for putting us at risk, we put ourselves at risk when we agreed to do this. We chose to put ourselves at risk when we came and followed you into the woods for the first time. I understand being angry. I do. But I've never... This was my first conversation with that monster. And I almost did that myself. I'd have done it if I wasn't too busy trying to think of ways to bide my time and screw them over in the long run, or sneak in. And I get it. We care, and when we see anger's hard, and Set Lolly made a poor decision because she was angry. You're angry now because of that decision. Let's stop the cycle there. Yeah?
I get to kill her.
Yeah. You will.
I will kill her. And I just keep walking forward.
As the silence hits the group, you step through the door into the foyer of the mansion. Yvonne stands there. She says, so I know that there's a lot going, and as she sees Panther, great, good, this is a lot, and I can tell it's a lot. There's just maybe something you guys might want to know or see.
I run to the window.
So she kind of leads you to the back, like, courtyard, as you guys are moving into the maledicted wastes. You see sort of these row of airships heading to the border of the maledicted wastes from the south. Where the maledicted wastes start on the west coast of the continent and then stretch east is sort of, there's like one small pocket of it that's by Perona that is much smaller. So it's only like a few miles across or whatever. She says, so I think we can still avoid those. But I also got this message from Percival. And as she hands the letter over, as you guys read it, it's very short message. The drums of war have begun. And that is where we will call this session. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Thanks for all of this, all of the fun. This is episode 52. I know I said I shouldn't have said the episode, but by this time we actually know what the episode is, like, for sure.
We all knew, except for you, apparently.
I just got caught in the middle of my sentence, like getting either feeling like ahead of myself or just like I just self-conscious. So thank you so much. We're very happy that you were here tonight. This has been a really, really fun end to an arc, and the next one is also going to, I don't know. It's gonna be kind of crazy. So I'm excited to move into the next stuff. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
And that wraps up book 1 of The Natural Ones. Thank you so much for joining us for this first part of our story. We've done 52 episodes, which just doesn't seem possible. We've been really hard at work this entire year, and through all the sort of like limitations that COVID brought to us, that definitely was a new hurdle and challenge. But we're constantly trying to make the show either more accessible or better, just new ways of filming, new ways of experiencing a story, of playing the game of D&D, or if you also saw North Seas, or if you saw Space Kings, or the Red Wall fun thing that we did last Thanksgiving. That's kind of the nature of what we want to do with this channel, with this show, with this sort of program, if you will, is the beauty of play. And I get to work with some very talented actors, very talented performers, and I think that's chief among our desire to even do these kind of recordings and do this show. And so that kind of speaks to what I'm about to bring up, is that we're about to take about a month hiatus on sort of broadcasting anything. The biggest thing is that we really just needed a break. Like I said, we filmed. Most times we would film, every week, or twice in a week, kind of a thing. So we would have few and far between breaks, but this one's going to be our biggest one. We're going to be coming into the new year with book 2 of of the natural ones, and this is also going to give us some time to work up some of the ideas that have been sort of on the hot plate for a long time of stuff that we wanted to do, but because we were going so quick, week to week, it never allowed for it. So, we want to do some new art, we want to have some guest artists if we can. Obviously, again, COVID kind of presents a challenge for us in terms of recording, but we're going to push through that. We're going to figure it all out, and we're really excited to bring you the next part of the story and kind of like all the things that come with it. And do we need to do new music, and do we need to do new animatics and that kind of stuff? Like that's definitely a lot of the topics that are on our heads. So thank you for sticking around, and if you're just joining us, or if you just checked out the marathon and that's kind of why you're here, that really means a lot to us. And obviously it's it's very funny in the tactics to do this message, or like this big marathon and then go on a break for a month. But again, it's just kind of necessary. We need to do it, and we're gonna really just, I don't know. I'm just like, there's stuff that's happening right now in the next part of this story that I've been sort of trying to push forward, trying to get to, and it's just been a lot of fun. So trying to get them there, trying to wrangle herd the cats, as it were, to get to these places while allowing them to have the freedom to still discover and make new choices and things that I never thought about, and just kind of discover the story in that way as well. Because I guess the biggest thing for us is that our show is much more character driven than some of the other ones. I'm not as concerned about what happens to this world as I am about what happens to the player characters. I'm much more invested in what they want to do rather than, hey, don't touch my toy. So I think that's the biggest thing, is that I only want to do this because of that. And that's what anybody who's watching, that's what you provide me. And then by proxy, that's what you provide us. So thank you. We're looking forward to book 2, and I hope you have a safe and happy December.